This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to the Nerd Corp podcast. This is Carlos Ferro, the voice of Dominic Santiago in the Gears of War franchise, and a bunch of others saying, "Sup, bitches? Chit chat."
Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Hi!
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 I think it means that I'm either getting older or becoming more like my dad, because I was at the gas station and I was looking for a drink and I was like, in my head, it just came into my head. It was like, you know what? Sometimes Diet Coke just hits more. So I got it. And it does. It has been.
That's how I've been with Sprite lately, like specifically McDonald's Sprite. I'm just
the
like
crispiest.
Have you had that? There's a new Mountain Dew flavor at KFC.
Oh, the lightning.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Peach one or
Yeah.
I haven't had that yet.
Yeah, I actually kind of dig it.
Mm.
But like, as far as I know, that's the only place to get it.
It is.
And I don't really want KFC every goddamn day.
So, Sam's Club has exclusive flavor, but they're not doing it right now because the soda fountains are off because of, but it's called
Because of the coin shortage.
It's called Blueberry Monsoon, and it's so good, so good.
Well, it's podcast day. Welcome to episode 103, the Splendiforous Phil Spencer and his Fantabulous showcase of Halo, Fable, and other things.
More like nother things.
Oh!
Because it's like nothing.
It's all indie titles that look the same.
We're going to talk about the Xbox showcase, just the games therein, and what we're excited for, things of that sort.
We should call this episode the Xbox Nope Case.
No case. The Xbox no case.
I prefer nope. Like, nope.
No.
But no's fine.
But first, let's get on with the nerd news. We lost a television icon yesterday.
We did.
Old Regis Philbin.
Regis and Kelly.
Regis and Cassie Lee.
Regis, the feeler of bins.
Right? He died at 88 of natural causes. Thankfully, he didn't die of the Rona. Rest in peace, Regis.
Wants to be a millionaire.
We also got a trailer for a new Walking Dead series.
I didn't know that was still going.
It is still going.
I had
They
no
just
idea.
finished season 10.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's a new series called The Walking Dead World Beyond, and it follows a bunch of teenagers who were born into the apocalypse. It's 10 years in the future. But I think this one's going to be cool because it's only a 2-season event.
Oh, okay.
Did they even do
So
anything
just
with
as it's
beer?
getting good, it's good.
Yeah, that's still going.
Oh.
But yeah, so I think it's going to be cool. Just a bunch of teenagers. It's funny because it's just a bunch of teenagers bored with their settlement that just want to go out and kill zombies and live a life outside of
So
their
what
settlement.
everybody wants now.
Yeah, pretty much. Just live outside of your town.
Well, we want to do it, but we don't want to do it the way you want us to do it. We're rebels.
Sounds like a teenager.
I'm excited for it. I think it'll be nice, especially because it's only 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So they've got enough time to build it,
do what they want
and then
and end it.
and end it, right? Like it won't drag on just like The Walking Dead has.
Yeah, there's gonna be that. They've got that end date, so whatever they want to do needs to be done in a timely fucking manner.
Right. So, I think it'll be all right. I think it got me excited for The Walking Dead.
When was the last time you were excited for The Walking Dead?
God, years ago. And I was one of those
season maybe
No,
3
4, 3 or 4.
You were hardcore.
I campaigned hard. I made it to season 7, and I was like, okay.
See, once
So
the Negan stuff really started dragging,
Mhm.
I was like, done.
We didn't even make it that far.
So Cole-
where were we?
Cole and I used to go up to his mom's house because we didn't have cable, and we'd go there every Sunday to just like watch The Walking Dead, and then we'd leave. But
Bye.
Thanks for the show.
We got what we wanted.
But like as soon as Herschel died, that's when like we kind of like stopped.
Oh, I
Like,
was so happy when that happened.
Oh, you.
I just loved watching Herschel die. Oh my god. Herschel and Dale. Both of those guys, I fucking hated the both of them. I wanted them to die. I wanted them to die so
you know,
bad.
in the graphic novel, fucking Dale and Andrea were like fucking.
Yeah, they got
And
it on
in the show, they fucking like hated each other.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Dale Gribble?
Yeah.
Rusty Shack.
Pocket
Pocket sand.
Yeah, dude, Dale and Herschel were probably my favorite deaths of those. And
You don't know me.
fucking, because Herschel was just always this, like later on when he like lost his leg, like that was kind of like his humbling experience. And then like, but I still harbored that hatred for him from when he was
I loved
first.
him so
You know
much.
who I fucking loved? That dude that had the fucking lion.
Oh yeah, the king.
Yeah, the king.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking loved that.
When
He
Herschel
was.
lost his leg, he was like, well, maybe I should just let my daughter date that Orient.
That was the death that fucked with me, was Glenn's death.
Yeah.
The problem with Glenn's death, though, is I feel like it was too little too late. Where it was like most of the people that would have affected had stopped watching like years ago.
I don't know, man. It was still pretty
I was
big.
Well,
on
when they
that
faked
one.
his death, I was like,
Yeah.
I remember being fucking pissed. I was like, fuck you guys. I know exactly what you're doing. No, and that was like a really humbling moment for me too, where something kind of clicked, where I was like, they will literally let an image of someone's brain and skull be smashed into bits where they're, and it shows like the eyeballs popping out of someone's skull, being hit by a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, blood and guts beyond any amount, like fucked up. We can show that on TV, but God forbid you see a nipple.
only a
They
female
also-
nipple, though.
They also teach us how to make meth.
Yeah.
God forbid there's a TV show about the gays kissing.
There should be a show of just that. It's just gay people kissing 24/7. It's just
That's called porn.
no. That's it. That's it. It's just two people on a screen going, "Hey, how's it going?"
So
And
all
then- and that's it.
Welcome back to the
to
gay
all
channel here.
yeah to all of Coldplay's first 3 years
Yes!
of their catalog.
Just making out, nothing else, nothing even
Making
below.
out and you hear that.
Nothing below the shoulders, nothing. Just
And
dudes
it's called
kissing.
Yellow.
That would. Do you have any idea how many people would boycott that? That would be so funny. So funny.
We also got a trailer to Lovecraft Country. Have you guys seen that?
That's the HBO show, right?
Yeah, dude, that show looks awesome. And it's so funny because it's an adaptation of a book based on Lovecraft's things,
It's
right?
hilarious.
Because H.P. Lovecraft was a serious racist.
Yeah.
Like, his,
Oh, just
Big
yeah,
time.
just look up what his cat's name was.
yeah, his cat's name was N-Word Man.
Oh, it's bad.
Yikes.
Which
Yeah.
is terrible because it's a cat, not a man.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
N-word cat, maybe. Because
Yeah.
it's a black cat.
So, I mean, but it's so funny to see the uproar that's going on from people that love H.P. Lovecraft. That are like, he wouldn't approve of this. Why are we doing this? But it's like people need to understand that it's an adaptation of a book.
Well, it's
Of
funny.
something someone heard once from their neighbor's
Yeah.
friend, who was the cousin of.
Lovecraft is like become its own genre,
Yeah.
basically. And
Right.
like when I think of Lovecraftian things, I it's actually like one of my favorite forms of horror because it just fucking gets me. Like I don't like it's just horror is subjective.
It's
and
tentacular.
whatever that means. I really really love Lovecraftian things, and like Eldritchian beings and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I love that shit. I love that shit whenever it gets into anything that I'm anything that I'm watching, reading, or is playing. Yeah, most people don't know about that, about Lovecraft, and who gives a fuck what he thinks.
Right? Like, I think
Who
it's even
gives a
better.
Fuck what he thinks.
I think it's even better that it's black people just fucking around.
Well, he was super racist. It's like, yeah, he died like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I saw the one trailer for that, and I was intrigued. So there's another one.
Yeah,
out
there's
now.
a new one
See,
out.
yeah, I just say make everything into stuff that he would absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
What's
best
he gonna
possible
do?
revenge.
Roll in his grave.
Ah,
My last little bit of news, because I saw all this stuff today, so I wanted to share it all today. Chinese hoes mad at Ghost of Tsushima.
What?
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
That's
They're,
right.
Why?
because
Jesus, I forgot.
it's because of the Mongols invading Japan. You know, they're like, oh, well, people aren't going to like Chinese people anymore. Or like, says they're saying that it paints Chinese people in a bad light. I was watching this YouTuber and he said he did research, like he watched a few documentaries and he read some shit. And it pretty much how that goes. Like, the Mongols were terrible people that attacked Japan.
Were Mongols even technically Chinese?
Yeah,
Were they?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I mean,
What's his name? It's not Kublai Khan. It's Genghis Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Genghis Khan.
No, it's the other one though. It's the one that like murdered.
Shere Khan?
Sao? General Sao?
I really love his chicken.
It's
Shao Kahn.
it's one of the Khans.
It was.
but,
I think it was
yeah.
Shao Kahn.
I mean,
Kotal Khan.
his bloodline infected like 2% of
That's
all.
Genghis Khan.
Oh yeah.
like
That's
all
Genghis
of-
Khan. Supposedly.
all of Mongolians and Chinese people. Like it's fucked up. These are fucked up people that did fucked
The
up
boy
things.
likes to fuck.
Well, Patton Oswalt has a joke about how he did the 23andMe DNA test, and he's like, yep, I got all the white countries, and then he's like, I had a tiny spot in Mongolia. He's like, so I called them up and I was like, hey, yeah, so what's up with Mongolia? And they're like, oh yeah, that's Genghis Khan. He fucked everybody.
That's so fun. Oh shit! I had one more. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead.
We got a new trailer to Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I
Oh,
saw
a
that
second one?
today.
Oh, I have not seen that one.
It's so good. They have daughters that act just like
Yeah.
them. It's so
alright. Yeah, because I
funny.
only saw the first one. I'll have to look
Yeah.
that up.
Excellent.
Yeah. And Kevin Smith saw the movie, and he had like a Zoom call with the whole cast or whatever. And he said that the last 30 minutes of those movies were that movie was just him crying.
Oh,
He was just
God.
like, and not like crying because this is so horrible, but
Yeah.
he's like, you guys did it. He's like, this movie transcended. So I'm like super excited now.
Me too. So my news is that we got a little bit of kind of trailer. Because, I mean, I don't think it was all the first few minutes.
No, it was like the first
there's
minute
a
and a
jump.
half. Yeah, it was like a first minute and a half of
And then sort of like a jump to random different action bits.
yeah, like it became a trailer after.
Yeah. But it looks really cool. Granted, obviously, this does not remotely go into the story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the ability or inability of the actors. Like, it's just special effects and shit blowing up. So the quality of the actual movie remains to be seen. But from what I saw, it looked pretty badass.
Yeah, I saw it this morning, and I thought it was way cool. I thought it looked way cool. I'm stoked for it.
I'm very stoked for it.
We had a mini Nintendo Direct earlier this week.
Oh yeah, we did.
And not a ton of things of note. We're getting a new Cadence of Hyrule DLC, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which was a super cringy
That
commercial.
was such a letdown. Just watching them play the game.
Why? That was my big thing. Is I was like,
I'm gonna fucking play it.
I mean, I'm gonna play. Like I said, I'm gonna play
it's
it.
there for the
I'm not
people
gonna.
that like it for sure, but I just have a problem with this mini direct because it really didn't show. I mean, everything that was announced in this is like could have just been like, hey, Shadow dropped news, like this, and this. It's like, oh, great. Like, I'm glad that they made a splash for the things that they did, the Atlas games that you're going to talk about. But I was, like, super disappointed with this direct.
Yeah, the biggest things of note, at least in my opinion, were that Atlas announced that they are remastering Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, which is a PS2 game, and it's huge that it's coming to the Switch and PS4. Yep. Also, we are getting a Shin Megami Tensei 5, and they announced that it is going to have a global release, which is very cool because Atlas is notorious for releasing English and like other like outside of Japan versions, like anywhere between like 6 months and a year after the Japanese version launches. It looks cool. It looks good. I'm excited to see what they do more with that. The remastering of Shin Megami Tensei 3 is huge in my eyes because that opens the door more for remastering older spin-off Persona titles and bringing them to Switch or PS4. That would be very cool. Atlas, if you're listening, please.
Oh, they listen.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Those are big gets, and those are big deals. The Shin Megami Tensei games are kind of a really sad story because they were the original games.
Well,
and then Persona came out, which is like a spin-off subsection.
Persona is an alternate reality that branched out off of Shin Megami Tensei, starting with
Persona 1.
Yeah.
There's a different. I know what you're talking about. There's a different name for it.
Yeah, and
those games get short shrifted like all the time.
Well, the namesake ended with Persona 4.
Mm-hmm.
Any like sense of relation to the Shin Megami Tensei series, it ended with the original Persona 4, and then they made Persona 4 Golden and dropped the Shin Megami Tensei title. So, but it's cool that they're finally coming out with a 5th one and remastering the 3rd one. I'm hyped. Like,
well, what's interesting about 5 is that it is a Switch exclusive.
So that's something that they started doing pretty recently in the more recent titles, is that they moved strictly to DS. Yeah. And so they're keeping that with this platform, but they are remaking the 3rd one for...
They're like completely different games from Persona, though. Like,
they're more like apocalyptic and like darker.
Same kind of style, though. Like,
so
really
it's not
only
really...
style.
Not even that.
It's still designed by the same guy.
It's the same... They're called demons. But
yeah,
in Persona, they're called personas.
But in these ones, you actually... The demons are fighting each other instead of you fighting the enemies.
And
I don't really know much about it. All I know is that like they're completely different games. Like not only in terms of tone and story, but also in terms of like gameplay. They took like a real original Dragon Quest where it's like or Earthbound is a better example where it's like it's just a static screen of the enemy and then you don't see your characters at all. It's just one screen of the enemies and then like you've got your bar underneath that says like attack, defend, and all of your options and stuff. Like it's pretty bare bones, and that's kind of why I've never really
in the mobile one that I have, I think it's Shin Megami Tensei DX2. That one, it's a mobile game, so you're basically like you're collecting demons, going through a story, and then you fight other demons, and then you can like collect them.
Yeah, so
like
you recruit these demons that are also known as personas in the Persona series.
I'm interested to see how well it is and how much kind of persona is injected into these games because like I know you and how you are with these games, but like the tone and the lightheartedness and everything is really infectious about those original Persona games, and these Shin Megami Tensei games look completely devoid.
Well, they're a lot darker and they're more apocalyptic and more like just like dreary in general, whereas like the Persona games are like a life simulator and like a dungeon crawler.
I'm super hyped for that Nocturne remaster. That looks really, really good, and that's one of the names that gets brought up a lot.
I assume it was one of those sort of virtual con sort of deals. Joel Hodgson, the creator of Mystery Science Theater, said that don't be surprised if we do another Kickstarter and another iteration of Mystery Science Theater may be coming at some point.
That'll be rad.
Which I was like, ah!
Yeah,
I was very excited. And I received my Mystery Science Theater pops, my Funkos,
Nice.
which I fucking love.
Dude, I'm gonna get so many pops in August. It's just gonna be like every other week. There's just gonna be a pop arriving at my house.
Dude, there was this badass Bakugo that sold out like immediately.
On the Hot Topics website, bought it of course, but they had a Hatsume pop that's like on back order till November. And I was like, God damn, okay, fine.
So I really only have one thing I wanted to talk about, and it actually broke today. You heard this? Heard the shit that Rogan's saying about video games right now?
No, what is he?
Surprisingly negative.
So,
Really?
Wait, why is that surprising?
Because he's usually a
Because
very
he's
open.
a huge video game player. He's a known addict, as he claims.
But
of,
he's
like,
also like very open-minded when it comes to like.
I don't
lot of
know.
things.
He
He's
seems
usually-
to like to yell about stuff.
Well, I mean,
I mean, you should listen to the podcast because
it's very central. Like, he's definitely like not one way or the other way. Like, he actually like talks about both sides in like the most unbiased
Why don't we
way,
get you some of that alpha brain?
right?
I mean, I'm not going to advocate any of that shit. I just think that I think the conversation that he has, especially with some of his like bigger brain guests, is pretty stimulating. Like, I think that like things that he said, and not only that, like the cast that he has with his comedian friends are fucking hilarious. But like when he gets somebody in there that's like a professional or like somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about on a topic, it's quite nice. I don't listen to all of them.
Like,
But,
I just don't know quite how I feel about him after he goes after, understandably, Carlos Mencia. But then when it's someone who's a friend of his, he like has every excuse in the book for it. Like,
who was it?
oh fuck, what's her bucket? Chick that does nothing about other than talking about her pussy.
Amy Schumer.
Yes, Amy Schumer.
He's been very critical about Schumer.
I've watched interviews where he makes every excuse in the book for her. What was it? It was an interview with him and Hannibal Buress.
You watched that one recently.
Yeah, that's pretty recent. I don't remember.
No,
any-
this one wasn't recent. I watched it like a year or two ago, so I imagine he's had Hannibal on there multiple times, but
Only
I
twice,
love Hannibal.
unfortunately.
twice.
Yeah,
Wow,
is the cast with Hannibal. Hannibal is a treasure.
dude, he is funny as fuck. I love Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, I just kind of mirror the same sentiment that Eddie says. He's usually really central.
Yeah.
And a lot of people take what he says out of. And I gotta listen to this cast. It looks like somebody that his fighting casts I'm not really big into. Like when he has like an MMA person on there, because like 75% of the conversation is just talking about like MMA shit, and I'm just like, well, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I love MMA. Like I love like watching like UFC stuff. I've been into that shit since like the 8th grade. But like I could not. It's not a thing.
Just like breaking it down
I
and talking about
couldn't
every
care.
little bit of it.
I couldn't care.
Yeah,
I know it's like I know
get
that
you.
there's a thing out there for those people.
I get
but
you.
I just couldn't.
It's like us with wrestling. Garrett.
Yeah, no, we'll fucking nerd the shit out, and I'm sure 99.9% of other people are just like, oh god, shut up already.
But
So here-
didn't
they
you
know
know
it's
that
fake?
it's fake?
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. What?
Wrestling's not fake.
I know.
Some
Don't
of
you
it-
say
some of
that!
it's real. Some of it's real.
You don't say that.
So the direct quote from him says, quote, video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun. You do them and they're real exciting, and you don't get anywhere. Ellipsis, you could be doing something exciting or fun, but you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is. You're gonna waste your time. And I, immediately abrasive, obviously, because I am.
I mean,
a
how did
gamer.
he say it though? Because like I understand why he's saying that, but
So, in the grand scheme of things, and like really boiling it down, he's just saying like, hey, these things are addictive to the point where you're not going to really do anything
and
productive with your life.
And if you're doing that,
But if
you're
you're
missing
having-
out on other real life exciting things.
But if you're having fun, isn't that productive?
Yeah, I mean,
What
like-
else is there to do right now? Like,
Well, and like, is it really like a waste of time if you're having fun?
well,
though?
yeah, and I mean, not
That's
even
like my biggest like.
not even with the current situation of,
Beer bug.
beer bug, but like, some people like to travel, some people like to hike, some people like to play music. Why is it that that's a less valid form of entertainment or fulfillment for someone's life? Like, it's the same thing I say to people about wrestling that talk down about wrestling and denigrate it. Like, how is it any worse or less valid than your fiction that you watch on TV?
Mm-hmm.
It's no fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
No different whatsoever.
Yeah, that's, and obviously I got to sit on what he says. I actually got to listen to what he said. Taken out of context is a really big problem with journalism today. So I need to listen to what he actually says and sit on it. But like, first initial thoughts is like, yeah, I mean, you could say this about any hobby.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like, I mean, I'm far from being a poster child for just about anything besides, depression and not getting haircuts when I should. But I think that first initial take is just like, this is just something that I like to do. I do have a career. I'm pretty well off. I do play video games more than, I guess, the normal person. I buy more games than I play them. I just think it's a really weird take coming from somebody. And his example is like, he's like, well, you could pick up a hobby like jujitsu, because fucking obviously, and it's
Right,
broken.
of course.
And he's like, you could become, and if you put like the time and effort into something like jujitsu, then you become, insert color belt here. And then, you can become like an instructor and all this shit. Like, there's a pathway. And I'm like, not everything that you do has to have a pathway to become a fucking career. Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
How is there not a pathway for video gaming when there are fucking tournaments and people are making
you're
millions of dollars?
You're right.
Like,
it seems like a really like a hot take moment from him. Like,
yeah.
Because he notices something. I'm really, really apprehensive to the idea of video games being addictive, because I think it's such a fucking stupid concept. Everything can be addicting.
Mm-hmm.
Painting a room could be addicting to some people. And I hate that shit.
Just paint it over.
People are fucking different. People are complex. I don't understand. I will vehemently fucking fight this until I die. Video games are addictive, yes, but at the same time, they're really not for a lot of people. Like, it's just a hobby, man. Can we not fucking have our hobbies without making this shit into a bigger fucking deal than it needs to
Let
be?
people be happy.
Well,
Let people
damn.
like things.
I mean, the thing about addiction isn't about the object you're fixated on. It's about the person who's fixating and why they're fixating.
Right.
That's what addiction is.
Right.
Like, granted, there are some substances that have properties that make it way more likely that you're going to be addicted to it or not. But, like, that's the physical property, but there are so many things that have no actual component of addiction that people get addicted to all the time. It's so much more about the person than it is about the thing.
Nobody gives a shit that you go to the fucking farmer's market to buy fucking hand-spooled yarn so that you can have your knitting sessions, Victoria. Like, fuck.
addiction is, like, in a sense, not the exact definition, but it's basically not being able to go an entire day without, or like having to do something every single day. And it's like, I've worked double shifts and had to open the next day, and I came home and I wasn't like, I just gotta get a little bit in.
Yeah.
Because like, if I'm sitting here, like, if I have half an hour to play something, like, I'm not going to get anything done in the game. It's like, I might as well just, not do it and then go do what I have to do after that.
I mean, to me, addiction is something that you do that you have such a compulsion to do that it negatively impacts your life and the lives of those around you.
Right.
That could be fucking anything. anything.
it's harmful to you or others.
Like, have you seen My Strange Addictions?
Oh yeah.
Right? Like,
People fuck their cars on there.
right? Like,
People are giving themselves coffee enemas.
right?
And their doctor's like, you should probably not do that or else you might die. And they're like, well, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. Because you said I might. I could live through it.
There's a
chance.
I'm going to roll those
You got
dice.
people eating diapers and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I mean, this is, like, an addiction is something that takes away from other things. Like, if you're gaming instead of going to work and you lose your job and you're just still gaming, then okay,
Sounds
you
like
have
a
an
personal problem.
you have an addiction. But that doesn't happen to everyone.
Yeah.
Far from it.
Well, I just think that, like,
The
video games have been kind of fucked from the beginning. Like, there's always been this.
Oh, yeah.
There's always been people, and there always will be people trying to vilify this.
Mhm.
And I just, ever since I watched fucking that garbage sack of piece of shit human being, fucking Bill O'Reilly, and fucking what's the other little short troglodyte looking fuck?
Tucker Carlson.
No, he's another one.
Alex Jones?
He's a newer age one. No, it's the
Willow.
the Fox News guy that actually had a Fox News show. It wasn't Bill O'Reilly. It was he's got like an internet show now. He's still
Rush Limbaugh.
No, fuck him too. But it's I can't remember his
Sean
name.
Hank.
No, fuck him too. Fuck all them fucking
Is it the Making the Frogs gay guy?
sexual
That's Alex
gross,
Jones.
assaulting
Oh, did you say
fucks
Alex
over
Jones?
it.
I
Oh,
said Alex
Oh,
Jones.
okay.
I can't remember his name, but he's a little fucker, and I just remember walking in one day watching my grandpa watching Fox News, and he was watching this guy talk about, oh my god, the fucking purge on America, Grand Theft Auto, where you can have sex with a prostitute and then beat her to death with a baseball bat and get your money back. And I'm like,
Meanwhile, people like him are
Holy
having sex
God.
with prostitutes and having people beat them to death to get their money back.
no, what they're doing is sexually assaulting the fuck out of the
Out of
blonde
literally
little,
everyone around them. Like,
well, the little blonde dime piece that they got working at Fox News, because they got like 30 of them.
oh yeah.
Back to Derek's comment about gaming and losing your job and whatnot. The cool thing about video games is that they teach consequences and like problem solving and
Oh yeah.
Reflex timing.
right.
Well, and because if you know, obviously, again, that's like Cole was saying, that's an issue of taking something out of context entirely. And I'll tell you one thing: if the person playing the video game is solely focused on the terrible things you can do, I got news for you. The person was a psychopath to begin with.
Right. Like, they
You're
could have
missing
taken,
the point.
Well, and like
they could have taken a book or a fucking puzzle. You know
All
what I
I
mean?
can say is Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Big Red 1. These are games that taught me to kill with precision accuracy.
Well, and not only that, that's a talking point. It was Glenn Beck, by the way.
Oh.
That's a fucking talking point of every single and it's always Fox News. It's always Fox News. It's hilarious. You need a fucking Venn diagram for these people. It's always Fox News, where they're talking about like they use this shit to train people in the military to kill people. I'm like, oh my god. And then there was another one that had me fucking rolling, was the fact that there was this guy in Seattle that sat on top of a fucking building and shot a bunch of people at a gas station. And the fucker came out and said that Halo 3 sniping was the one that was the game that trained him
and
to snipe people. I'm like, y'all have never held a gun before,
Yeah,
have you?
like how? How did it train like this?
Well, it's
that
just like
makes
it's
no
skirting
fucking
responsibility.
sense. Oh,
like,
yeah.
in the tutorial, it's like, now if you're gonna shoot people at a gas station in real life, here's what you're gonna want to do.
Because that's the thing, like, rule one of trying to get at least try to get away with, or try to reduce the culpability of yourself in a crime is to shift the blame to someone else. And if you can do that believably enough, you can easily impact what your sentence will be. You know?
That's why jackasses like Jack Thompson in the early 2000s rose to fucking prominence as much as they did, much as he did, is because he was the guy attacking the empire of Rockstar, of Grand Theft Auto. Like, it was some random fucking crime of underage kids killing someone. And during their arraignment, during their fucking trial, they said that Grand Theft Auto Vice City was the reason. It told them to go, and I'm like, are y'all that fucking dumb that you can't just see that they're trying to skirt responsibility?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, and how do you explain action movies where, like, I don't think I've ever seen or heard of a rise in people throwing each other off of buildings. However, that happens in action movies all the time. So if you can apply that to video games, you have to apply that to every other type of media out there, and it just doesn't hold up.
Well, and nobody wants to talk about the positives of playing a video game, where like you're getting actually good narratives and you're getting like really, really complex but basic solutions.
Yeah,
problem
hand-eye
coordination.
It's not an addiction; it's an escape.
Sure.
Well, yeah, and I just don't understand why we can't have this one thing, and it's frustrating as fucking. And it's actually it's a really big bummer that we got someone that has such a huge voice like Rogan saying shit like this. And I know that he probably didn't fucking mean it. And I know that the next episode he's gonna fucking walk back on what he said, and he's gonna be like, I didn't really mean it like that, but I still kind of meant what I said. And it's like,
You could do any other hobby, like taking DMT. Have you tried it?
Well, and it's funny coming from Rogan because he's a huge pothead, and he's been like a huge advocate for like the positives of smoking weed. And it's like you see the kind of fucking mental gymnastics that people do to vilify marijuana when it's very obviously not nearly as bad. Like, and you're gonna say the same shit about video games?
Like you're not gonna talk about the positives of it.
I mean,
like
it can be.
Here's the thing: video games are legal everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say
now.
something that might be a little controversial, but like some video games are made to be as addicting as possible for kids, but that's it. Like grown human beings that have fully functioning brains, the fully developed brains, this shit's not gonna fucking attach itself to it at all.
Kids watch shit like Uncle Grandpa. And yeah.
I'm talking about like the Fortnites and shit like that.
The most pernicious shit is freemium games.
Yeah.
As South Park taught us.
Well, and that's, but at the same time, like that's a subsection of video games that shouldn't be indicative of all video games.
Well, of course.
I don't know. It's fucking Rogan, though.
Fucking Rogan.
I hope he hears this.
Right.
And learns something.
I just had two things. First one is as of this recording, like right now, but as of this day, Sunday, season 10 of Shameless is hitting Netflix.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Like, I'm gonna drop like fucking everything.
I love that this is a thing, you know?
Yeah.
This is just a thing that we do now.
Just uncontrollably shake our fists.
Really quickly jerk off two dicks.
If
you're listening, if
you're gonna do it, be efficient. Get it done quick. You know.
Yeah. So that's exciting for me. The other one I have is that supposedly a bag of Doritos has leaked the next Call of Duty game.
Really? No shit. Is there pictures?
Yeah. So
fucking way.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Fuck
Ooh, Cold War. Cool.
Which is the least war-y war ever. Like, I don't... just like...
It's just... Are they gonna... No, are we gonna... No,
like, that's what we're doing with PlayStation and Xbox right now. Like...
They might as well just call it... They might as well just have called it Call of Duty Space Race.
Call of Duty, the least war-y war.
Call of Duty Stalemate.
But, I don't know, because, yeah... The logo's here on the back. It says you could have a chance to unlock double XP for a year, which I think is a pretty big thing. While there has yet to be any confirmation, there have been reports that Black Ops Cold War is in fact the name. I think the logo on the back of a bag of Doritos is the confirmation. It's like, it's there.
It's so funny how things just get leaked like that. Like,
yeah.
It's the same thing with, kind of the same thing with Halo Infinite. Like, you can already buy monster cans with DLC codes for Halo Infinite.
See, but we already knew that was coming.
Yeah, it's, that That's fucking
Well, I mean,
hilarious.
that shit can happen so easily by the wrong person stocking the wrong thing at the shelf earlier than they were supposed to, and that's it.
And it didn't say
You know?
who. I don't think it said who actually found it.
That's a mouthful, though. I don't like that name. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War.
He was DM'd it earlier from an anonymous source, but since somebody already shared him, he's like, I assume they're safe, so he shared him on Twitter. But it doesn't say like who. The Gaming Revolution received the DM that showcases the XP promotion.
Interesting.
It doesn't say like who found it initially.
Yeah.
If it was like somebody just buying a bag of chips and hang on a second. What's this?
Wait,
So-
just a damn.
I'm pretty interested to see how this Call of Duty shakes up because this was supposed to be Sledgehammer's year.
Yeah.
And God help you God bless you if you're not, because only psychopaths like me understand that there were 3 development teams behind Call of Duty, and they shared every year. This was supposed to be Sledgehammer's game, but something fucking happened with the last Sledgehammer game that made Activision go like, okay, we're gonna kind of pump the brakes on you, and so now we're getting another Treyarch game this year. So instead of having the 3-year cycle for this game, which I think was originally the plan, they're going to pump it out now. So I'm wondering if we're going to see, like, detriments with this next game.
I just don't. I mean, if it is in fact Black Ops Cold War, then to me that's a relief because it means no more fucking exosuits and no more fucking like futuristic bullshit. Like they
to be fair, we
kept
haven't
doing
had that in the last in Modern Warfare. Last year's.
But this is a Black Ops game, and
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
2 and 3 were two was good. 3, I think it was just 3 that was the last Black Ops game to come out, and
4.
oh yeah, there was 4.
The one without a campaign. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how fucking long that was ago? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's when they launched Blackout.
The ugly stepchild.
Of Warzone.
the ugly stepdaughter of Battle Royale.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that was a lengthy news segment.
Yeah. I mean, there ain't shit to talk about with the Xbox.
Really?
Like, it was kind of, I mean, really, we're only going to talk about Halo and Fable. So, like, it's...
Well, there was another one on there that I saw that I'm personally excited for.
There's a couple games.
We'll go down the list.
Is it Avowed? Or the Skyrim looking game from...
About.
Is that what it was? Okay.
So we got an hour's worth of mostly bullshit,
Yeah.
which is how I thought it was going to go down. And me and Cole, we partied up on PlayStation and watched it on YouTube.
How ironic. We watched it on PlayStation.
Yeah. And I mean, it started off strong, just like how you said. Like, you got to start with Halo.
We have to start. They had to start with Halo.
Which looked really rough.
It did kind of look really rough.
yeah.
Holy fuck, the memes.
Halo's coming out on Xbox 360
Yeah.
this year.
So, they gave us a pretty lengthy demo of everything that's happening with that game. It looks very Halo 5, which, isn't surprising.
See, I started playing. I got back into Halo 5's multiplayer a little while back.
Yeah.
I forgot how fucking fun.
Halo 5 has
it
the
is.
best Halo multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
Well,
I'll
I mean,
fucking fight
I mean, Halo 5 multiplayer is no Halo SWAT or anything, but
Well, I think that, like, the little things that they did really, really helped. Like clambering and, as much as I hate it, sprinting.
aiming down the sights of your actual assault rifle.
Yeah, like, there was a lot of good that came out of Halo 5, but the main problem with Halo 5 was the story. The story was a fucking train wreck.
All of that, yes, but we did have Nathan Fillion, so.
We did, but I don't know. It's interesting. I'm interested to see where they're going to go, because Halo 5 really shit the bed with, like, Halo lore and, like, timeline consistency, and like it's Halo 5 is bad. When like that campaign is bad.
When I reinstalled it, I went into the campaign and I was like, oh, I didn't even finish this campaign from like when I last had it.
And that doesn't surprise me because I finished it and I just remember being like, okay, this is just a multiplayer game for me now. Like,
it was just so funny how you were like, if he starts sprinting, I'm gonna fucking cry. And he, like, 2 seconds later, he started sprinting.
And I was like, God fucking damn it. Game looks fine. It's open world now, because of course it is.
I don't think it looks fine.
It does not, no.
See, and I'm not too harsh on it. Like, I think it looks like Halo. It looks like 343 Halo.
I mean, is this the one where people have been sharing screenshots of it and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Was this game made a decade ago?
Yep.
Okay. And everyone's trying to, like, defend it, going, well, it's not ready yet. And doesn't it come out in, like, a couple months?
Well, it's supposed to launch on the new console.
Okay.
Which is looking like it's going to be like November.
Okay.
And the new
Don't
console...
even know how much it is yet.
Well, the new console, everything runs at 60 frames per second and is in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
No.
This looks like an original Xbox game.
Right, like it's...
It's not that bad. It
looks like an original Xbox.
No,
it runs in like 720.
It looks like
4:3 ratio.
an end. It looks like the end of the generation for Xbox 360. There's some details, but like it's that are really good in terms of quality and like fidelity. But like there are some other things where it's like. It looks like laziness to me. It just looks like the pristine meme that came out of this whole thing is Indifferent Brute, and his name is Craig, and it's fucking masterful. So what happens is when, and this is for every game.
They look like apes.
Well, that's what they are though. Brutes are like they're supposed to be ape-like, but the face that it makes. When it dies.
Looks like Harambe.
Dicks out.
Dicks out for Harambe.
I hated that meme so much.
Me too! I was really sad when they killed him.
Yeah.
I was really sad.
I got
about
into
it.
a little argument because I was sharing all these memes and my friend Brandon Christensen got on there. He's like, nice to see you're still sharing dead memes. It was when I found when somebody made the headstone for Harambe and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is the only dead meme that has an actual gravestone. So
I don't know.
Hopefully maybe they just, reduced the graphics and shit, and then when it comes out, cross fingers, it looks prettier.
Here's where I stand. Okay, Halo was never really about the graphics for me. It was about that gameplay. It's about that gameplay loop. And a really, really good story. And, I mean, as good as a first-person shooter can be.
You are such a Halo apologist right now.
Well, and it's just... Well, it's just because I don't really understand, like, what we were expecting. Like...
We were expecting...
A pretty-looking game.
We were expecting next-generation graphics. You sound like me with 76
Nicole,
right now.
Nicole, I'm looking at this, and...
your
It's
face
rough.
you're like...
It's rough, man.
Well, and what it comes down to is that they're toting this thing to be the most powerful console ever made, and then they show a game.
I mean,
like
it looks
that.
a little better than N64.
Looks very GameCube-esque.
Y'all need to fucking play something else.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just kidding.
Honestly, you sound like me with 76 right now.
I'm just giving it the benefit of the doubt because I haven't even played it yet. It's not even out yet. Like, they can come up with
76.
I'll
drink to that.
Yeah. Jesus.
Fucking shit.
R.I.P. 76.
Right? I'm gonna go play that shit tonight. Fuck y'all.
We should play it.
Anyways, that's what Halo is to me, is just that gameplay loop and the multiplayer. And Halo 5 proved itself to be the best multiplayer of the bunch. So I really, like, my main thing is and we didn't see it, is like armor, default armor abilities, like the thruster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how you could, like, in Halo 5 you can start sprinting, and then when you get full speed you can melee and he does the shoulder check. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of the thrusters or shit. Like, the slide's fine. Sprinting is okay, I guess. Since it's just a fucking thing now. Like, it's like they tried to modernize Halo, but, like, there's clear examples in an FPS campaign where, like, you don't really need it, like Doom. Like, Doom, you don't need that with Doom. Like, Doom is super fast. And there's just something really kind of sacred about that original Bungie gameplay loop that was in 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach that's just lost with 343. Like, I will apologize for Halo 4 until I fucking no longer breathe. I love that game. I think it's great. But there's a very obvious difference between Bungie and 343. Like, I genuinely think that, like, 343 was kind of a mistake. Like, for example, you take someone like the Coalition that took over Gears of War, and there's a different vibe, because it's impossible to go from one team to another. But Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment wasn't made by Epic.
It wasn't?
No, there was like a co-op thing between another development team called People Can Fly. And those 3 games, like, just have... It's a different vibe from those first 3 games. And then you get Gears of War 4, and it's still that thing you love, though. But it's just a little different.
Yeah.
It's like... it's like your sibling that went on a mission and came back, and he's just a little different now. He's just a little different. That's fucked up, I'm sorry. I just think...
Our poor non-LDS viewers are not going to understand that at all.
No.
He came back, and now he'll buy you alcohol. And
But the funny thing is, though, is that they just won't admit it.
Well, there are plenty of people that really will just go, whatever. I don't understand the reference.
So, but, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, the Coalition understood what it was trying to do when it got the Gears games. Like, it's going in a very true to its roots route, where Halo kind of isn't. Like, Halo introduced, like, and Gears did too, but I feel like the new enemies that came in Gears are a lot more consistent with the lore and everything. And I'm not going to get in this fucking shit fest of comparing shit, but I think that the people at 343 are good people. I think they're huge fans of Halo, but I think they're huge fans of the multiplayer. They're not fans of the lore. Like,
but that's where all the loot box purchases go.
But I think that's just a product of its time. That's a Microsoft, like, that's a Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo way of, like, saying, like, hey, these work, let's push them, as hard as we can. Halo 5 came out in 2015, and that was kind of like not really the apex, but that was right when it was starting to ramp up for fucking loot boxes and all that.
I get both sides, like you were saying, Derek, where people are like, oh, it's not ready yet. It's like, it comes out soon, so maybe they were just throwing out hey. But at the same time, this is the Xbox showcase. Like, you should have.
This is where you're trying to impress people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seemed like a very early development trailer for me. Like, as early.
I mean,
as,
I'm gonna have my reservations about it. I don't even know if I'm going to ever play it, because I don't even know if I'll get the new Xbox.
You don't have to.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be on PC. So fuck it.
It's not only on PC; it's on Xbox One too.
Like, it's gonna be day one Game Pass, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, fuck it.
We're gonna talk about Game Pass, because that shit is not getting the attention that it deserves. I'm going to do the same thing you're doing. Reserve my judgment until I play the game, and like you said, I'm getting it for free. So I have Game Pass. I can download. That's such a wild fucking concept.
You'll get that notification where you can pre-install it. Just be like,
Immediately go.
Smart download.
Smart delivery.
Smart delivery.
I don't know.
Download.
We'll see. Fucking cover is back, or not cover. What single-use items? You know what I'm talking about? Like deployable cover, and like there's a grappling hook now. It's like Halo 3. What's the fucking name for it? Like not armor abilities, because that was Reach, but it's like
the ones that you could buy like at the beginning of each match or whatever.
No, it's like pickups. Like in Halo 3, there was the deployable cover, the bubble shield, stuff like that. That's back now. I think that's cool. And the whole grappling hook, unless it's like Zelda and I can go literally anywhere, I don't want it. I don't fucking care. Like if it's only like in certain sections and all I can do is like when he was doing the demo of like grappling onto an enemy and getting pulled towards an enemy, the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, on Legendary that's a big fucking mistake. Like you're just gonna die immediately.
Yeah.
Like
you're
there's
you're
no
on
point.
your way to them, they'll just kill you.
Yeah, like instantaneously.
Yeah.
Like all they'll do is just hold out their elbow and you'll just that's the work that they'll do and you'll be dead. Like it just seems really dumb. But like grabbing the fusion coil, the explosive barrel, like I think that's kind of cool. And it's been confirmed apparently that brutes can pick up grunts and throw them at you.
Oh shit.
Yes.
And you throw in the fact that there's bomber grunts that'll hold up the 2 grenades and run towards you. They can fly now, and also that they'll just get chucked at you by a brute.
I wonder if a brute's throwing a grunt at you, and if you can grapple the grunt and throw it back at them.
That'd be fucking rad. That's the kind of sandboxy nature that I want from Halo.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's outside of the realm of possibility. But yeah, this is a launch game for the Xbox, and the fact that I'm starting to get more and more not comfortable, but starting to understand the fact that we're probably not getting a beta for this game, which is really weird because every Halo came with a beta, and I don't know how they'd even roll it out.
But the trailer was like start demo, which I think if you're gonna get a demo.
Yeah, we might get a demo, but we'll probably get a demo.
Yeah.
So the one that I saw, like besides Halo that we were just talking about, that I'm actually really excited for. It's not a well-known game, but I played through most of them on my PC. Stalker 2. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Stalker games.
Looks really great.
Yeah, that was one that we were like, oh okay.
So there's, I think, 3 Stalker games that are out right now. There's the first one. I don't know the order they go into. There's Stalker Call of Pripyat, and then Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
And these games are all like, kind of like they were like the first, not the first maybe, but they were kind of one of the first like post-apocalyptic games. Like you're playing as kind of in the same vein as Metro. Like you're playing as one character going out doing stuff. There's all these animals that come out like in the wake of like the apocalypse or whatever.
I wish we liked that game.
I do. It's one of those titles where it's like it's a backlog game, and I'll like eventually I'll get back to it. But because I love that world, man. And what's cool about Stalker is it is also a Russian book series that got made into a video game.
Yeah. So it's the same, like exactly kind of the same vein as Metro, but it's a little more horror-esque and maybe a little bit more action, because a lot of time in Metro you're just kind of walking around with a companion or whatever. But
in Soviet Russia, video game play you.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy about it at work, and he said that he's like, "Holy fuck, they're making a Stalker 2."
Yeah, like it's. God, I have to look up.
I'm gonna play the fuck out of this game.
The last one
great.
came out because it has been. Let's see. Oh, so Stalker came out on March 20th of 2007.
Oh, wow.
They're old.
That's
old
the
games.
first one that came out, and then I don't remember when the last one came out, and I haven't played through all of them, but they are. I mean, they're kind of. The first one's really hard to look at sometimes. They get a little bit better over time, but they are fantastic games. And I did not like when I was looking through the because I was going to watch the video before I came to record, and I didn't have time. But I saw the trailer for Stalker 2, and I was like, wait, like Stalker 2.
Yeah.
So I watched it and I was just like, holy shit. It was kind of just like a out of left field, like, hey, let's make another one of these games that
I mean, that's cool.
really
when they
nobody
do
has
that.
ever played, but we know that there's a big fan base for
Do
it.
we know who the developer is?
If
If it's the same developer for the original game, I doubt it. But
check. Let's see.
because I really do think that there's a massive amount of potential for this game. Like that seems like something that we can do a lot of good by.
So they're called, the original developers are GSC Game World. They're Ukrainian. This one, oh yeah, same developer.
Hell yeah, cool.
So we're getting Outer Worlds DLC,
Yeah.
and Obsidian is also making a Skyrim clone.
Really?
So, and there, I mean, but there's some history with this because Obsidian has made arguably the best Fallout game, and
What did they say during E3 last year or the
the
year
people
before?
that made Fallout the best Fallout.
Is that what? Okay, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was a
they
super.
Were, they were heavily implying.
It was a Super Jab Brothers at Bethesda, but this new Avowed game looks like identical to like Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you've got like a sword and a piece of magic.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
So it's been confirmed that it takes place in the same universe as their other massive RPG series called Pillars of Eternity.
Ugh.
I have not played those games.
Those games, I'm playing the first one on, like, it's a game that gets installed and uninstalled regularly for me, but
Gotta
it's,
save that room. Gotta make room.
Pillars of Eternity plays, it's like a top-down kind of Diablo type game, but the graphics of it kind of are more around looking like old Baldur's Gate and like Icewind
Okay.
Dale
I
games.
need to get back on Diablo.
cue the groans. The one that I'm excited for is Tetris Effect.
Of course.
Tetris Effect Connected.
Oh, is that because there's already a Tetris Effect?
Yeah.
So this is apparently is a brand new game.
It's 3-player.
Yeah,
and online multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like a 3-player multiplayer thing.
Also coming to PlayStation 4, just so you know.
yeah.
Oh, good.
World
Thank
premiere.
God. I was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely worried.
That's kind of like a major problem with this whole presentation, like as a whole.
Like
Was-
everything is on something else.
Well, Xbox continues to maintain their fucking.
At the beginning of every trailer, they say world premiere, launch exclusive. But
So it
then
wasn't
it's like-
every single one, but they definitely did a world premiere for everyone. Like, that's kind of like Xbox's signature splash, is like this misdirection. Because they're saying, like, console launch, and yeah,
Xbox got games?
just fucking, it's scummy to me, because, like 95% of the games that got announced today are coming to PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 in some aspect. Like, really, the only ones that aren't is that Stalker game, which probably might still come to PlayStation. Like, there's
Oh,
no-
and Hellblade.
and Hellblade. Like, really, the only 3 games that I can think of is the new Forza, Halo, and Fable. Those are really the only 3 games that aren't coming to PlayStation at the same time. And like I said, like Microsoft is still maintaining this like lucid fucking definition of the word exclusive, where it's like you don't really know what that means, do you?
Right.
You keep saying that word, but I don't think you understand what it means.
Don't think that word means what you think it means.
Says the guy that hasn't watched Princess Bride. Spoiler, we're doing a Princess Bride episode.
What?
Just so Cole can watch it.
I talk about Xbox. But yeah, no, Tetris,
like that.
Tetris Effect Connected, like it's kind of like a Tetris 99, but it's crazy because like there are points in the game where the people you're playing with all merge rooms, and you can move your piece over to somebody's room,
Okay.
and like drop it or whatever, just to kind of. It's cool, man. I don't know how to explain it, but it's fucking cool.
Well, so the Tetris Effect that's on PS4, people really, really love that game.
I need to buy that game.
I just read that Stalker 2, for the first time in the series, the zone is where you guys are, like, everything has happened, will be yours to explore as a post-apocalyptic open world.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
We love open world games.
Yes, we do.
Rare decided to wow us with a new trailer for their game called Everwild.
Donkey Kong Country for Xbox.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'll make it brief, but we got to talk about these artistic, artsy-fartsy games.
What was that one, As Dusk Falls? The one that just
for
looks...
PlayStation?
No, it's As Dusk Falls.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The one that looks like an interactive motion comic.
These are cool. They're cool. Like, the artistic value that is coming off of these games, like, it's apparent. They're cool. But, like, are these the things that we want to show during our first-party showcase that shows, like,
are
hey...
those going to be big sellers?
Did you guys ever check out that Erica game that was the PS Plus game? It's
still free right now,
yeah,
right?
it's kind of fun. There's another one out there that I want to pick up because I think it's on sale right now. I can't remember the name of it, but the main star is Katie from Letterkenny.
Oh, nice.
It's like about like a virus that breaks out or whatever. And it's like an interactive like movie game.
Oh, that's cool.
Those are always fun. I haven't looked into it, but it probably does because Erica has them.
It's the same thing what Derek was saying. Is like, are these really going to be what sells your console? Because it doesn't look like it to me. Like, I don't know. And Xbox is not alone in this. PlayStation did it too. The whole fucking time when we were watching it, because we watched that one together too. I'm just like, oh my god, there's another one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like it's just this non-stop fucking barrage of everyone's like personal little, oh my
Pet
god.
project.
It's so...
Indie game.
So here's what I've been working on.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's so exhausting.
It's just, and then there was that one that kind of looked like Life is Strange.
Tell me why.
That game I'm excited for.
Yeah, I knew that would be right up your alley.
You know, I just want somebody to do an awesome We Happy Few. I want somebody to go in and fix that and make it rad.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm getting really tired of it. I really like, and I'm not expecting like bombastic, fucking super realistic, like video games every time. But I am expecting video games every time. So it's like, can we...
AAA games.
Like, I just think that, like, the way that Nintendo handles indies is pretty admirable. Because, like, they have their own showcase. It's called Nindies.
Yeah.
Like, where they just do, like, a 20 minutes to 40 minutes of just nonstop, hey, this is all the independently created video games that are coming to our eShop that we think deserves a spotlight. But, like, when we get... It's, honest to God, it was, like, pretty much, like, cool announcement for a video game for Xbox, and then it was, like, 10 to 15 minutes of nothing but indie games where it's like, oh my god, like, okay, I'll play it for free.
Yeah.
I have a really, really hard time. Xbox kind of shit the bed with this one. I really don't think that it proved any kind of worth to having their console.
They kind of pulled an Amber Heard.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah. State of Decay 3.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
It looks great. It's jumped to animals now, right? The zombie virus.
Yeah, like dogs and bears and shit.
And deer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for that trailer though, because it came out right as soon as Halo was done.
Yeah.
So everyone was in dismay.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like having the fucking world collapse around them about how there was still Sprint and Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried so many times to get into those games, and it just, I don't know. I can't.
Dude, I played State of Decay for like 3 weeks straight and then just fell off. But the games are fun for me.
Yeah.
It's just another one of those. It's a fetch game. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of fetch quests.
Yeah, it's exactly why I can't keep playing it.
Yeah, and like after a while, it does just kind of get boring.
Exciting announcement for me was a game called The Medium. So it actually got announced during that third-party one.
Go Medium.
Yeah, and so I don't I don't know who is developing it, but it's very Silent Hill-esque.
Mm-hmm.
They even have the original composer for Silent Hill on this. It looks great. It looks really good.
So it's a horror game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks like it's coming out with the console. So that's definitely one that's on my radar. We talked about Stalker 2. So the Medium and Stalker 2 are pretty much like my go-tos for this whole thing.
Agreed.
It
So-
seems like those are the ones that show the most
The
promise.
Medium is developed by Bloober Team, who did Blair Witch, Observer, and Layers of Fear.
Oh, okay. So, good hands.
Which are all, good hits. Good hits. The Gunk.
The gun?
That's all we need to say about that.
The gun?
It-
What the fuck? What is it?
It looked a lot like Bug Snacks.
It did look a little bit like Bug Snacks.
Still don't know what that is.
Bug snacks?
It's people eating things that they then take on the physical properties of, and you mix and match. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
so
all I
like,
know about it.
so
I saw that song that Nathan said, and I was like, "Is this it?" Like,
So, like, every fruit and vegetable in the world is a bug. So, like, like that the girl was holding in that graphic of that video.
Well, and it's glorified cannibalism.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really freaky, actually. It's
Made
like a
by the
fever
same
dream.
people that made
Octodad.
Octodad.
Yeah, no,
Dadliest catch.
yeah,
Um,
no,
God.
it's very much a fever dream for me. It's
Yeah.
very freaky.
Yeah, it looks fun. I don't know if I'd I'll wait.
Yeah, like I don't know how enveloped I would be in it. I don't know how
Unless they show more gameplay or
Yeah.
some shit, I don't see myself playing this game until way after.
I
its
don't
release.
from the only bit that I've seen, I don't feel like it's a game that I would be like, oh god, I gotta play some more.
Right, exactly.
And then I don't I'm sure I could find like a comprehensive list and see everything that got announced. I'm pretty sure that's everything. But like if I forgot anything that you announced, it probably wasn't that memorable to begin with.
Yeah.
But they closed out the show with saying that Fable is resurrected and it's being made by Playground Games, the people that make the Horizon Forza games. So I'm expecting hyper realistic fantasy shit. I don't know.
isn't it
Okay.
supposed to be like a reboot or a remake? Or
I
something
think
like
so.
that?
Yeah, because it's just called Fable.
Yeah, I think that's a working title. I don't think they.
Well, and they only showed like a very short cinematic trailer, so
so
I would imagine that it's also in very very early
yeah,
development.
I'm sure that this is like a Last of Us Part 2, where it's like, okay, we want to make a splash at this year's PSX, so just cobble together a fucking trailer, which was a really good trailer, to be fair. But we didn't
To be fair.
But we didn't get that game for like 3 years, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's not the case with Fable. But we didn't get a date, so it makes me think that this game is like way out. And this game is also not coming to Xbox One. It's only on Series X.
Which makes your expectation for hyper realism only more present.
The Fable games have their own je ne sais quoi. Like, they have their own brand of humor that is very, very tongue-in-cheek. And,
look at the chicken chase.
yeah, the chicken cheese. Yeah. You're a wee bit lemon, aren't you? It's got its own, it's things that people really love about it, and the trailers seem to mirror that. Like, it's still got that signature, morbid sense of humor.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Fable 1 and Fable 2 are, actually, really good games.
Oh yeah.
Fable 3, they kind of lost the magic, and then after that, they kind of just really fucking buried that thing in the ground.
I've never played any of the Fable games.
If you you have an Xbox,
Mhm.
you should try Fable 1. It's a little rough to look at, but it's still fun. There's this, it was kind of like one of the original games that had, that morality meter.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's everything kind of forms, the world forms around
Your
your decisions that you make.
Mm-hmm.
You can be really fucked up in that game, too.
And it's kind of like in Red Dead 2, where it'll pop up on your screen and move to one side depending on
Yeah.
what you've done.
Well, not only that, but like your character will start to like morph.
Yeah.
Like if
Oh,
you
that
get,
was my favorite part of the game.
if you start to get like really evil, your eyes start to turn red and black, and like you start growing horns out of your head and shit. It's Fables are they're cool games, man. Like Fable 2, not as much as Fable 1, but there's also that what was it, the Lost Chapter or something for Fable 1.
Oh yeah,
that was really good shit too. But I mean, that's pretty much it when it comes to Xbox. Like I said, it was going to be short and sweet. We only spent 20 minutes on it.
Yeah.
But I can't help but feel a little disappointed.
I wasn't disappointed just because I knew what it was going to be. Like, I already knew. It was like, okay, maybe we'll get Halo, possibly Fable, and then we're going to get just all the bunch of indie games, and then maybe a Forza, which we did get Forza, and then that was it.
I really, really wanted them to sell me on this new console, and they kind of didn't.
They really didn't.
But the under discussed portion of this, and it's been going on for a while, is that value of Game Pass. That value of Game Pass is so fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
Every single game that you saw today, you can play for free on Game Pass.
Except for, like, one.
No, it was Crossfire X. So the single player for... That's another one that we didn't talk about, but again, it's not really memorable, but it's...
Crossfire!
It was just the campaign.
Yeah, so... the fucking... the campaign you have to buy for that Crossfire game. Which sucks because the campaign's being made by Remedy. So it's something that like you want to play. You want to play the campaign for that because it's being made by the same people that made the original Max Payne, Alan Wake, and now and Quantum Break and Control. So
God,
it's like
I would love to see a new Max Payne game.
I would. Yeah, totally. Max Payne 3.
Oh yeah,
bro. That game was so good.
That game was one of the darkest games I've ever played.
It's fucked
just
up.
because
It's
of the
fucked up.
narrative that you get from Max Payne as you're playing through the game.
I actually never played a Max Payne game.
Those games were rad, dude.
So neither did I. I hadn't played Max Payne 1 or 2, and I jumped right in with 3.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that game is so good. It had like those bullet physics that Grand Theft Auto had, and the narrative for that game is truly special because like you're playing as a guy that is fucked up. He's like addicted to pills and alcohol so much to the point where like
he's like not a cop anymore, but he gets roped up into doing protect or rescue the president of like Brazil's daughter or something like that.
Dude, there's so many great quotes in that game. Mm-hmm. Like holy shit, like and like he's so addicted to these things that they become like actual mechanics in the game.
Yeah, his pills will heal you. That's how you heal.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. We need another Max Payne, but it's owned by Rockstar, so I doubt that we'll ever get it. Every single game besides the single player for that Crossfire game, you can play for free on Game Pass. That's insane to me.
Ultimate is like what, $15
it's
a month?
It's $15 a month.
And you get the Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold.
Yep. Well, and not only that, it carries between not only your Xbox but your PC as well.
Yeah.
So it's like the value in this is insane. It's astronomical.
I was just gonna say that
like,
word.
Gears Tactics. I don't think it's on Xbox One, but I have it on my PC, and that game's fun as fuck.
I just think that this is really something special that they're doing. Like, they might be fucking shit in the bed when it comes down to, like, actual games. But, like, watching the whole thing, it kind of hit me after. I was like, I don't have to spend a fucking dime. All I have to do is just keep doing my subscription for Game Pass. Mm-hmm. And I can literally play everything that I just saw on my Xbox that I have right. I don't even have to buy the new console.
Yeah.
I can do everything right now when they come out.
Well,
which is another
like Hellblade 2 and
Hellblade 2 is coming to Xbox One.
Is it? I thought it was a Series X.
Mm-mm. It's optimized
for
Xbox.
Fable would be the exception.
Yeah, Fable is the exception, but I mean, still though, that's like what, 3 years out.
Maybe
it just gives you all the time in the world to. I just think that this isn't something that we're talking about, and it's really kind of a shame. Like,
well, the real shame is that there's no games on there.
Well, Not if you ask the guy at the end. He's like, over 100 titles are being launched. And I'm like, yeah, and like 3 of them look worth the play. And
Which,
2 of those 3 aren't even coming out on the day that it comes out.
It's like going through the Nintendo eShop.
Garbage.
That's a whole different fucking cancerous beast right there. Like, just to find something that's good, you have to scroll for 5 minutes. I mean, and that's not exclusive to just Nintendo though. That's PlayStation, Steam.
Oh yeah.
Like the amount of garbage that's in that fucking it's horrible. But, I mean, that's pretty much it, man.
Yep, that's it. So I'm glad we had a Legacy News.
Yeah.
That concludes our Xbox Showcase episode. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcore Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorepodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search The Nerd Corporation and look out for our green NC logo.
Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe button, and that bell notification so we can beat that pesky algorithm.
Did you notice 3 of us are wearing our Nerd Corp shirts?
Yeah, we are. If you want to get some merch, go to tpublic.com and search the Nerd Corporation. We've got 6 designs to choose from. Also, if you want to see Cole shake his hands vigorously
in ecstasy or anger,
subscribe to our Patreon. Patreon.com/Nerdcore Podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to Snyder cuts and bonus content. We want to thank our patrons right now. Our Nerd Corporate backers are Anna Turkel, Jake Hurst, Fillmore McLaurin, and Glenn the Simp. Our Nerd Financial Investor, Miss Marie, I've been saying it wrong the whole time, and Kim Nichols.
Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Cole's mom.
And our Chief Nerd Financier, Misty Anderson. If you can't make a monthly commitment, please consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/Nerdcore Podcast. We want to have the best merch, best loot, and best giveaways for you guys, and that is one of the best ways to do it. So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Sipper.
I'm Derek Reese.
I'm Nick Lewis.
And I'm Angela Wooden.
Halo, Halo, Halo.
Looks like ass.
Hell no, hell no. Don't